What's up, trainers? I'm Nate Wants to Battle, and welcome to the first ever Pokémon Day show. Roll that intro! Now would be a good... So for those of you who don't know what the Pokémon Day show is, which you probably don't because this is the first one, this is a show where once a week on Monday we come together and talk about the awesome stuff that's been happening in the Pokémon world. So from official news from Nintendo to the TCG to distributions to the community, like awesome art and Pokémon videos, we got you covered. So to kick off our official news, we're gonna go ahead and start by talking about the Pokémon trading card game. Now if you've fallen out of the trading card game in the past few years, like a lot of people have, now is as good a time as any to get back into it. The reason being is that this Wednesday, May 8th, we are getting the expansion pack known as Plasma Freeze. Now, if you've fallen out of the loop, the Plasma Freeze packs are similar to kind of the older Team Rocket packs, which are basically Pokemon cards revolving around the enemy team from the game. Now, let me tell you, the cards in this expansion look pretty sick. We've got new Latios and Latias EXs. We've got redos of all the evolutions except for Sylveon, obviously, because Sylveon doesn't technically really exist yet. We've got a very sexy looking Absol, and we have ourselves a really dope looking full art Deoxys EX. Overall, all the cards look really awesome. If you're interested in seeing all of them, I'll link you in the description to Poke Beach. They have scans of every single card that's coming up in the expansion. So if you want to check them out, feel free to check it out. If you guys are really interested in the cards, I'm going to be posting a video this Wednesday where I will be purchasing and opening 4 of the booster packs. Yes, 4. Hashtag YouTube money. Now, if you go out and get some cards on Wednesday and you're a little down on your luck and you don't find yourselves a Deoxys, have no fear, because this Wednesday there is also a distribution of a level 100 Deoxys. You can pick up your Deoxys through the Nintendo... What? You can pick up your Deoxys through the Nintendo Wi-Fi... Is it Wi-Fi? Yeah. You can pick up your Deoxys through the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection. You can do so until May 31st for your copy of Black 2 or White 2. Now, from what I've seen, there's no official move set for the American Deoxys, but it's very likely that this is the same Deoxys that's being distributed in Japan and soon to be distributed in South Korea. And if that's the case, this Deoxys will know Nasty Plot, Dark Pulse, Psycho Boost, and Recover, and we'll be holding a Life Orb, so... seems like a good contender for your team. And speaking of team battles, the 2013 Spring Friendlies were just announced, so if you are interested in doing Wi-Fi battles against some of the greatest battlers from across the globe, feel free to check out the link below and you can register for the 2013 Spring Friendlies. Sounds a little gross. Now, in non-American news, Pokemon Rumble U recently hit the Nintendo eShop in Japan. Now, upon its release, it hit number 2 in most sold of that week for the eShop and number 3 of most sold game of all time on the Japanese eShop, which is fantastic. Now, its success is great news because if it does well over there, it's very likely that we, over here in America, will get ourselves a US release. If you don't know what Pokemon Rumble U is, it's similar to how Skylanders works, in where you go and you get the game, Pokemon Rumble U, and then you purchase these separate little Pokemon figures that can actually be read by that mysterious little thing that hasn't worked until now on your Wii U, the NFC scanner. It's actually the first game so far to use the scanner, so that's awesome. Now, the figures are currently being sold in Japan in little capsule toy vending machine style things in which you actually get an egg and you can't see what Pokemon is actually inside that thing that you just purchased. And if you're thinking that's a cheap way to try and buck people of their money, fear not, for they are currently running at 200 Japanese yen, which in American translates to about $2 and some change. So it's not a big investment if you get something you're not too stoked about. And in addition to that, if you buy a bunch of these and you end up getting a bunch of doubles, you can treat this like the trading card game. Trade with your friends and try and collect them all. Now that the news is out of the way, let's move on to the community and see what the Poke fans have been doing. First up is an awesome artist known as It's Birdie on Instagram. Now, he has a really cool concept for Pokemon art in which he draws Pokemon that are at the bottom of their evolution chain dressed up as their evolved forms, and it is like, I want to cry adorable. You have things like a Houndour dressed up as a Houndoom, you have a Munchlax dressed as a Snorlax playing a Poke Flute, and you have a shiny Magikarp dressed up as a shiny Gyarados, which is Pretty dope. Now, if you want to check out all of his art, feel free to check out his online store, and if you want to buy one of his prints, you can actually get it on a t-shirt, on a hoodie, on an iPhone case, or just the print itself. You can buy it in a bunch of formats, and it's really awesome, and it's great to support a starving artist. Next up is something that is going to blow your mind at the epicness. It's the Pokemon 2000 movie trailer, but overdubbed with audio from Skyrim. And this is nuts. The narration, the sound effects, the music, all of it just somehow fits completely perfectly with the movie trailer. Not to mention I completely lose it when I get to see Lugia Fusroda. Now for our last bit of community. If you are like one in over 50 million people, you have seen the internet viral sensation How Animals Eat Their Food by fellow full screener Mr. Epic Man. Now anytime something goes big on the internet, you get a ton of parodies and spin-offs. I would know, and you guys probably know, that I'm part of that bandwagon. But out of all the parodies I've seen of this video, this is by far my favorite, and it's, you guessed it, How Pokemon Eat Their Food. The video is done in the exact same format, except for the fact that he replaces animals with Pokemon. It's done by a guy named Dominic, aka Dominic TV. I completely lost it when he did Charizard and actually used the hairspray container to make flamethrower happen. It seemed dangerous, but kudos to you, Mr. Dominic, for risking potential injuries for our entertainment. So go watch that video and check out his channel. He's only got about 8,000 subs, and he definitely deserves a lot more. And if you do, be sure to leave a comment and tell him Nate sent you. But that's really about it for the Pokemon news this week. If there's anything I missed or anything else you think I should talk about, feel free to send it my way via Twitter or Facebook. Both of those links are in the description, along with everything else I talked about today. Also, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel, where I make new videos Mondays and Thursdays. With that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day, week, month, your life, and I wish you happy battles.